So guys, I gotta be real with you. I think I'm going back to Canada. I know in my last video I was saying I'm so grateful to be here, and I am. I have been grateful to be here and use that time to heal and work on myself and gain self-love and all these things that I built here. I'm grateful. I needed to come here to rebuild my nervous system, to take time to dive more into my spirituality, all of these things that benefited me by coming here, working on my passions. I still haven't made a concrete decision yet. I'm weighing out the pros and cons and going through the process that I usually go through until I get that gut instinct that, okay, it's time to go back home. But what's different this time around is that all the other times I was overwhelmed, stressed out, feeling like I couldn't do it, and that's what made me feel like I need to go back home. I need to go back to somewhere where I'm familiar with and where I was comfortable, basically. It's like their dad is there, and I feel like I'm keeping the kids away from him, staying here. Like, he wants to be a part of their life. He's been supporting them. He's been there for them. So it's like I feel like I'm doing injustice, and to my kids as well. Like, they miss their dad, of course. So I'm staying here because I think it's a better life for them, better environment, better food, better people. But at the same time, what is the cost of that? And that's why I keep contemplating this decision. Like, even though I won't be with him, I've fallen out of love with him, there's no going back to that. And I know what I want out of a partner, and I've done all this work to not settle in love, to know exactly what I want in love and go for that. I'm not in that position where I was wanting to keep the family together. No, wanting to keep the family together when it's not a good, healthy situation, when the two of you guys come together, is not worth it on any level. But kids need both parents in their life to not have this trauma, this feeling like they were neglected or abandoned when they grow up, because I know what it's like. I didn't have my dad in my life. Especially boys, they need a masculine role model in their life. They need to be taught what it means to be masculine, not toxic masculinity, but how to be masculine, what it means to be a man, a provider, someone who's loving but strict towards them. Like, all these masculine traits, they need to know how to develop, and they only develop by being around a masculine, by having their dad in their life who they trust and have that unconditional love for. So I don't want them to grow up and have this unnecessary trauma that I could have prevented and be mad at me that I kept their dad away from them, because I chose myself, basically, and I thought I was choosing for them to have a better life as well. But what is a better life if their dad's not in their life? So it's like really these things that are kind of hitting me through my self-reflection, through my self-reflection and taking the time to listen to my intuition, to what it's telling. But sometimes we do need to choose ourselves and get out of toxic situations, and sometimes we need to leave to escape that completely toxic environment so that we can take the time to heal, to grow, to realize what we want out of life. So it's like, unless we do that, it doesn't have to be forever, but just remove ourselves from that environment, remove ourselves from that person, then we won't heal. So sometimes we need to do it in order for us to actually heal. The reason why I haven't fully made a decision yet, even though what I just said to you, I think it's valuable and important, a part of me feels like, first of all, am I giving into fear? Is it because I'm fearful that I can't make a life here, and I'm not going to be able to do this alone, and I won't have support even though I've been doing it alone for the past 8 months? That the language, I'm not picking up as quickly as I would like to pick up the language. Or am I supposed to stay here as a creator? Is this my abundant timeline? Is this where I'm supposed to be to make everything, all my dreams, all my manifestations come true? And if I go back, am I just going back to a past life where it's going to take me 10 steps away from my abundant timeline? And also with their dad, if he really wanted to be near their kids, wouldn't he, am I supposed to be going back, or should he be coming back here to be closer to his kids? This is why it's so hard making the decision, because I just don't want to make a mistake. I don't want to be taken off my abundant timeline. I've been working so hard on healing, regulating my nervous system, working on my passion, that I don't want everything to just fall apart, basically. And also, am I going to be happy if I go back to Toronto? Like, I'm focusing on the kids' happiness and their dad's happiness, but I'm not really thinking about my happiness. Am I going to feel fulfilled? Am I going to be stable there? And am I losing my faith? Like, I'm supposed to have faith that everything will work out. If I came here, there was a reason why I came here. But also, it's like listening to your gut too. Like, is my gut telling me that it's time to go back, that the faith was coming here and I did that, and now that I did all the things that I need to accomplish here, heal, is it time for me to go back to a place where I can grow there possibly? Because here I'm kind of stagnant, and it's like I'm not able to work right now because the little one is home with me. So it's like right now I'm recording a video and he's up, he's not asleep yet, and he's allowing me to do it, but every 2 seconds he comes up to me to tell me something or ask me something or try to get my attention. So I don't know how I would be able to work an online job even if he constantly requires my attention. The only time that I fully have a break is when he takes a 1 hour nap. And I know I'm the reason why he's home, because I took him out of school because I didn't feel safe with him being there when they're leaving the gate open, what I explained in my old video. So it's like, did I make a decision out of fear, or did I make a decision because my intuition told me it wasn't safe? That's why it's so hard sometimes to know what's a fear-based decision and what's your intuition leading you to make something. Because by making that decision, I put myself in a smaller box where I'm really not able to work. So it's like, do I stay here, try to put him back into school when I don't feel like it's the safest and try to make an income for myself? Or do I be patient and wait and keep working on my passions, and hopefully the creator will provide something, because that's what having faith is, not knowing the how, just doing what your intuition leads you and the how will come? Or do I go back? So it's like return back to the matrix, but I'm in a healed place, so I already see through it that I could probably handle it because of the fact that I already see through it. So I'll know that this is just not my destination, but just a means to get by in the moment and keep working on my passions, and eventually that will come into fruition and something will blossom from that if I don't give up on it. And then I could put the kids in daycare and school, summer school, and I would have their dad for help. So it's like there's so many choices and there's so many reasons to stay or go, and I'm just trying to listen to my gut to tell me what is the right choice. But it's so hard sometimes to hear your intuition. When it comes to my passion and it's time to write, easy for me to do. I hear that right away. When it comes to recording a video, easy, hear that right away, do it. But when it comes to like big life changes that could alter my timeline, so it scares the shit out of me. And I just want to make a choice that my intuition is leading me to do. Not fear, not anxiety, just something, and not for other people, not to please other people. Like even my kids and their dad, it's like I'm focused on their happiness, right? I'm not thinking about my happiness as well, but it has to be a balance of all of our happinesses. Happinesses, is that a word? Like if it's just about the kids' happiness and their dad's happiness, and I'm not happy in the long run, then that's not serving anybody. If I'm not happy and I don't feel fulfilled, then I'm going to be miserable. So it's like I really have to think about this decision and think about it every day, basically, before I jump into making an impulsive decision to go back. Like it has to be what's right for all of us. And maybe someone might lose in the process,